This second video on making doors concentrates on the arch door for the Santa Barbara style. So again, zoom in a little closer and you can orbit or pan to square it up a little bit like that. And the first thing we want to do is, of course, is to edit the group. Right click on the surface there and reverse faces. Okay, so if you get outside in here and pick out here by mistake, then you want to make sure you're in the editing mode before you start drawing anything. So we need to draw an arch here, and we're going to do that first by making a guideline 12 inches below the top of this rectangle. So I'll come over here to my tape measure tool and select anywhere along that line, anywhere except the midpoint. So pick there when you see a red grip on edge and move it down in the blue direction 12 inches. There. So for the arched part of it, we're going to be using the 2-point arc. So select that, and we're going to pick the two spring lines right here and right here, and then the third pick is right there at the very top. When you see the word half circle appear, then you're good. So pick there. And for these little corner pieces, we don't need those, so I'm going to go to the erase command and select those and delete them. We don't need the guideline anymore, so I'm going to select that as well. So with the arch door here, we're going to treat it the same way as the other doors with the main frame of the door. So I'm going to offset this perimeter with the offset command. So I'm going to offset that maybe 2 inches. And I think I'm going to put another rail here. And I'm just going to start with a line roughly there to there. And another 2 inches below that. So I'm just going to put a quick guideline that's 2 inches below that and get in my line command and select the intersection there and there. Okay, we don't need the guideline anymore, so we're going to erase that. And we're also going to erase these two little lines here. Okay, now we could put some panels here. We could make this one big panel. We could make this one big panel. So I think that's what I'm going to do. Offset again, select this, and not 2 inches, maybe 1 inch there, the most. And then down here, double pick. It remembers the last 1 inch there. So if I orbit a little bit, we're all on the same plane. Everything is flat. And I'm going to start to push-pull. The main part of the door is going to be 1 inch. And then these panels here, I'm going to directly go to my move command and select that face, tap the left arrow button, and then move out maybe 1/2 inch, 0.5, enter. Okay, so I'm going to do that down here as well. Select it, tap the left arrow, pull it out, and type in 0.5, and then enter. So if you notice, we've got these little extra lines. I'm going to zoom in so you can see them a little bit better. And you've heard me say to clean up those lines. But in this case, if you erase those lines, you are erasing some panels. So if you look, you can see that that surface is gone. And this is kind of looking inside the hollow door there. So we can't erase those. So I'm going to undo. And they make this disappear because of the geometry of that little surface there that's connecting to this arched part here. So when it does something like that, Now, if I had drawn another line down here by mistake, like that, I could easily erase that without anything happening because it's on this flat surface or the same plane. But this surface and this surface, they are not on the same plane. Okay, so that's why they disappear. So in order to clean this up, with the select tool, individually select it, right click and soften. Again, select it, right click and soften. So I'm going to come over here on the other side, select it, right click and soften. Okay. So that's all I'm going to do with that. If you want to, you could put a little speakeasy here. Just make sure it's centered. And so far it looks good. Now, I notice we have a little line over here. I'm not going to do anything with that because I'm never going to see this part of the door. Okay, the door will always be shut and this will go against the jamb and we never see that. So it's no use trying to clean that up. I'm going to pick out here to close the group. And before I do anything else, I want to make sure that all of my doors are in the right tag. So I'm going to expand my entity info, select this door, and it says it's untagged, so I'm going to move it to the doors tag. So I'm going to back out of my view and select this one and do the same thing. Doors, this one, doors, and this one, even though we haven't really finished this one, I'm going to select that group and tag it, doors. So I'm going to close that and expand my tags. And if I select my doors I here, they should all disappear. Good. Okay. So one thing I wanted to mention, in the instructions, I had you edit once this group for the house. So if you didn't do that, that's okay. We can work around that. I didn't do that here. I just had you draw the rectangle and move it up. So in the next video, we are going to be installing the doors.